Hey everybody, welcome back to Pixel Junkies. This
Hey
is
there.
Pixel Junkies podcast, episode 125.
Hey.
It is.
I'm one of your hosts, Rory
This
DC.
is real fucking
I'm Adam.
wild. I'm Aaron.
And yeah, we actually, thankfully, like the summer lull is over in topics. Like last week we had topics, this week we have topics.
So-
it's a miracle.
What are we playing, Aaron?
We're
This
playing
looks cool.
Brigador.
This looks really cool.
It's like a twin stick. Is that what you call it? Twin stick
Yep.
Yeah.
roguelike mech game.
Ooh.
I like
cool.
mechs.
I
Yeah.
like mechs and twin stick shooters and roguelikes.
Yeah.
So this seems right up my
Yeah.
alley.
This is the Pixel Junkies' favorite game.
So yeah, so I've been
there
playing
tits-
this a lot.
Are there
back,
tits in this?
Are there tits?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh man.
I don't know.
From a
There might
9
be.
to a 10.
It's also got a soundtrack done by Makeup and Vanity Set, which is one of my favorite kind of synth bands.
That's how you discover them, right? This game?
No, it's not. I discovered them through a short film that came out a couple
No, I
years
mean
ago.
that's how you discovered this game. Is
The
you-
game? Oh, yeah, it was actually. I listened to the soundtrack long before the game, and I was like, "That was a sweet ass soundtrack." And then I got the game because it came out with the Humble Monthly thing.
I have been meaning to pick this up.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Wait, this is a Humble Monthly?
It was, yeah.
Oh, I own it too.
yeah. It came out
I need
with.
to subscribe to that.
It's really good.
It
16
came-
bucks a month Canadian.
Yeah, which is
roughly,
good.
Which is damn good. For what you're getting, it's crazy good.
That's like what? How much is Netflix a month?
Like 11 bucks?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
10 or
it's
11 bucks.
Netflix comparable, and you're getting like $200 a game a month.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Except,
yeah.
you know, let's be honest, you're really not, because not all the games are good. But
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I mean, I own a lot of games on Steam already, and somehow I keep getting games that I kind of wanted to try, but didn't want to spend the amount of money they cost.
Pillars
I-
of Eternity.
Pillars of Eternity.
I feel it's like the quintessential.
Stellaris, this game, like I really wanted to play this, but didn't really want to spend money on it, just in case it was like either, you know, it's gruelingly hard, which it definitely gets gruelingly hard.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure that I would just have fun, you know, doing a kind of isometric run around a city and blow shit up game. You know, it's like it seems like it would be fun for 5 minutes. I played it nonstop for like 4 days. It's really good. It's got a cool, like, there's a lot of lore there if you want to like read it. It takes place in like
Rory's gonna get it.
Yeah, we're getting on that lore.
what's it, it's Solo Nobre or whatever.
I'm
Something
pretty
like,
sure Rory pushed a girl down an elevator shaft just because he heard that there was a new lore podcast coming out.
Big. We were talking last week. We were talking about Hellblade a little bit, and we hadn't played it last week, but we were like, hey, we're gonna get it. And we did get it. And
yeah, we did.
I've only played it for a bit, but Aaron has played it all the way through.
I have not played it yet. I'm probably gonna pick it up the weekend.
Yeah.
Because I was really busy finishing up the semester.
I wanted to finish playing through the Old Blood first.
Oh, is the semester over, by the way? Just
It was over. It was supposed to be over like a week ago. We're into exams now, but my class we decided to tack on an extra class just to finish up some stuff.
oh, cool. Right on. So yeah, it's from what I've played, and I haven't played the full thing. It's cool as shit. I really like it.
Yeah, I saw you. I was like, oh, Rory's playing Hellblade, and then like 5 minutes later, it was like Rory's not playing Hellblade. I'm like, oh, okay.
To be fair, I've played more than 5 minutes. Just
So I gotta be honest. I watched. I normally never do this anymore. I used to watch reviews all the time for games that would come out,
yeah.
just to see like, oh, is it worth it? And now I pretty much know if I'm gonna get a game or not. Anyway, like most games, I know I'm probably gonna buy. Like as soon as I start seeing trailers from, it's like, yeah, I'm probably gonna get that at some point.
I'm right there with you. I already know.
And then I usually watch a review afterwards to see if my experience was the same as everybody else's.
Yeah.
I didn't this time with Hellblade because Jim Sterling, who is a guy whose opinions I tend to like,
Yeah.
just in terms of his taste, posted a video that said, or he posted a review on his website and he gave it a 1. And I was like, oh,
Out of what?
out of 10.
Oh, okay.
Out of
like-
1, usually.
We just got to obligatory say, like, because we have to bring it up every time this comes up. I don't like star ratings. Neither does Adam.
No.
Yeah.
But anyway, I thought it was like, wow, I've been hearing, because even though I've been trying to avoid reviews, I've been hearing like just universal praise coming towards this game, and I'm like, man, that's weird. But I didn't read into the review, and then he came up with a video 2 hours later that said apologized for the 1, and the reason that he gave it a 1 is because he encountered a game-breaking glitch, where later on in the game, there's like a section of the game that you have to. I'm not going to spoil too much, but you have to stay in the light.
Okay, yeah.
Or you'll die. Like there's like grooves in the in the darkness that'll eat you.
Okay.
And as he was running, like from different light source to different light source, he missed a torch on the floor, and he just ran past it, and he got to another light area, and then the game auto saved, and he couldn't make it back to the torch, and he couldn't make it to the next area of light without the torch.
Okay,
and he was just stuck there, and he couldn't go. There was only one save file, so he couldn't go back. He had to restart the whole game. That really soured his experience because he's like, and then he came out with another review. Later on that day, because he actually called up Metacritic and said, "Can you change my review of a 1 to a review in progress? Because I want to give this game the benefit of, like, I want to go back and like once I've cooled down and like once I've had this like sober second thought, I want to give my more thoughts on this." Which I like that he did that, because that's shows integrity that he's willing to go back.
Yeah.
And anyway, he said he really liked the game, but he did say, like, I can't give it an 8 or a 9, which it probably should deserve because of this bug. Don't know if anybody else got it, but like this is just something that happened to me. This is kind of a game-breaking bug. I had to go start the whole thing over from the beginning.
I think I might know the area that happened to him, because there was a spot when I was playing it as well where, like you're saying, you need to stay in the light, or basically your screen starts like eating itself.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I need to find a light source. And I was running down this dark tunnel, and at the beginning of it, there's a torch on the side.
Yeah.
And I just ran past that, and I was like, oh, my screen's starting to eat itself. And I turned around and just happened to see, like, oh, there's a torch, so I grabbed that, and then I went on.
Right, yeah, so you
it's like I almost did the same thing.
Yeah.
I also, that's even more, that whole story, which is a good story, and I'm glad he did that, and that was cool of him.
Yeah.
It exemplifies even more why star ratings suck.
Yeah.
And, like, why number ratings suck, because it's very easy to be like, oh, I have an opinion on this, oh, by the way, there's a bug, and then go back and say, oh, here's what happened, and explain the story, than it is to have the 1 out of 10 out there, and then have to contact Metacritic, and then have to go, it's a dick around, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Now, to be fair, he overreacted in that case, and he did say that was wrong.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I would say finish the game before you form, like, an opinion you're going to give to everybody else.
Yeah.
But it good on him for going back and rectifying the mistake.
Like that like, even though, like, I don't necessarily always agree with him, I can at least I respect his integrity more than a lot of other critics.
You bet.
But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I've heard that this game is brutal. Not in terms of the combat. I've actually heard that the combat is actually fairly, not forgiving, but not as hard as it makes you believe. But I've heard that the story and the atmosphere in this game is just brutal. That's one hell of a nose.
It definitely doesn't mess around. I don't want to say too much, because I think it's good to go in kind of blind, semi-blind.
I would say it is.
Yeah.
Just to talk about the difficulty system in Brigador for a second. It doesn't have a, like, play it on hard mode or play it on easy mode. It has different characters, and I kind of like the way these are set up, because over here they have different like modifiers.
Oh.
So it's like, oh, you want to play it on, like, play easy, well, then there's like no increase or victory bonus or payout multiplier. Whereas if you play it on the hardest guy, it's max difficulty, but you get if you win, you get a bonus $1 million, and it multiplies your score by 5. So there's, like, all these in-between characters with different little, like, modifier stats.
That's very clever. I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, it's cool, because it allows you to almost, I don't know, grow an attachment to a character because of, like, maybe they're a good difficulty for your
That's actually
playstyle.
a very unique way of doing that. Is this put out by Devolver Digital?
Who did this? I think it's just an independent developer.
Okay.
And they did the Redux, and that went out with Humble Monthly because nobody bought the original game. So, were you upset
That's
with
cool.
Bark
I like
Guy?
it a lot.
So I'm gonna.
But
just
getting back to Hellblade.
Well, actually, no, because I'm gonna.
Okay.
I just want to make an
No,
announcement
Aaron.
that I'm gonna
Alright,
be setting up a
sorry,
sniper nest at the top of the street, and every time one of those things go by, I'm just gonna blow
really,
the
though.
tire out on it. Continue with Hellblade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great game. I can totally understand. Like, the first 2 hours of it for me was incredibly frustrating, because it's really kind of like a puzzle narrative adventure game. It doesn't necessarily. It feels like there are things that lack, because it's almost like you need to explore the environment to solve puzzles. You basically need to line things up to make a specific shape, and that's how you can advance. And that's all fine and dandy, but to get to certain areas, like, there's multiple points in in the early game where it's like, find this M shape, and they're like, well, there's an M shape there, there's an M shape there, there's an M shape there. Like, how come it's none of these shapes? It's like, oh, it's this specific M shape.
Yeah. That also threw me for a loop at the beginning.
Yeah, so...
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, so that's a little weird. Once you figure out the flow of the game, it's easier to figure out. But after, as like a modern gamer, I guess I'm spoiled with how platforming and how different level progression works and stuff. This game has really intrusive invisible walls and no platforming at all. So it's like you're walking down a set of stairs, you need to walk down the stairs. You can't walk off the side, even though it's like a foot drop.
It's old school, isn't it?
Yeah,
in a lot of ways.
it's very confined and very linear. But
yeah,
the story is
Oh my god.
more than makes up for the style of its gameplay.
I was thinking going into it, because I didn't know anything about the game at all. All I knew is that it was the developers behind DMC. I love DMC like a lot, and so I was like, oh, the combat's gonna feel like that, and the movement is gonna be very fluid. No.
Yeah.
It's very clunky, but in a way that feels like authentic to what it's trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
And if that
once
makes
you
sense.
learn the flow of the combat, that gets pretty satisfying.
It does.
It does the Arkham Asylum thing where it's light attack, heavy attack, block, and parry, right?
Yes, but it's much more like the attacks feel. Even though Arkham Asylum is pretty good at like impact of hit, this game is perfect at impact of hit. Like you really, when you swing that thing, you really feel like you swung something. Like I'm not sure. Like I know that's kind of like a fluid idea, but like I definitely feel it when I'm playing.
Yeah, and it gets really satisfying towards the end because it's got a great soundtrack, and that pairs with a lot of the combat sequences, and it's really good.
Can I just say that I think that I'm with Jim Sterling on this one. I think that this is a very I'm gonna buy this game, well, not just because it looks good and it looks like it's gonna be a really fun game, although certainly that's the main reason I'm gonna get it, but also because I like the idea of this game in terms of what it's doing to the medium. Because I think what are they calling this, a triple A light or something like that, or a mid-tier AAA game? I forget what the exact term they put on it is, but it's a modest budget game. At a modest price point, so only $30. They didn't chuck a shit ton of money into this game, but it's still got the same level of production as a typical AAA game is, and I think that's
it's
important.
Just a lot shorter, basically.
Yeah,
you definitely get at least what you pay for, based on my experience.
Yeah, though there are like noticeable areas where the budget was kind of cleverly cut.
But I think that's important because I think, one of the main problems with games now is, AAA games, is that there's so much expense. There's the game itself, then there's the elite editions or the exclusive editions, then there's DLC, then there's season passes.
I agree, it's gross.
And then there's sometimes they shove in free to play elements into it.
Yeah, this was more of this is almost like an immersion breaking thing for me, at least. That kind of threw me out of it a little bit, and it gets more and more obvious further into the game that you get. And I don't know, I guess it's not really a spoiler, but there's like live action sections where it's like there's other characters in the game, but they're video, and they do it in a way where it's like they put stuff over the screen, or they make it blurry, and they make it kind of like phase in and out, so you can't really tell if it's 3D or not. But the more that you see it, the more you're like, that's just a dude with makeup on, and they're filming him. And I don't know, it's kind of a weird, like, uncanny valley thing where you see the character, like Senua, she's like super realistic looking, and then an out of focus video of a guy, and it's like, hey, it's Tarkin again. It's just like Rogue One all over again.
Right? Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I get that, but I still think that this is like, if this game proves to be successful, which I think it is. It's pretty successful.
It's doing well so far.
And I mean, you could almost explain it away as being like, maybe like that's how she sees like her memories or something, or that's how like, I'm sure you could find a way to make it make sense lore wise or
it's set up, I think, in a way that makes continuity issues easy to resolve, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, not to spoil anything, but also I want to just quickly address something Adam said, or that we were talking about successful, which I think is really interesting. It always perplexes me how game developers, or publishers more accurately, view success. I'll give you it for instance. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but apparently, according to the developers, Tales from the Borderlands, not considered a success.
Why?
Sales-wise. Didn't do the numbers they wanted it to do, making it pretty unlikely for that to continue. The same with
But I mean, you mean Telltale?
yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay.
The and furthermore, what's I think the best example in history of like way too high expectations is 2013's Tomb Raider, which was declared, as I recall, not enough of a success. They were
But
like,
that's
"It
by
didn't do the
Square
numbers we
Enix,
wanted
and
to."
Square Enix doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah, no.
No, well, that's true, but I think that maybe it's like a pattern. Like a lot of, I
Although-
don't know what the expectations are, but like,
Although
yeah,
that being
fire
said,
away.
you know, Square Enix doesn't know what it's doing. Dragon Quest 11,
Yeah.
Dragon Quest 11, I think, is the new one. Is the best-selling game? Is the highest-selling game of all time?
Is that true?
Yes, at least when it comes not in terms of just like I should rephrase. It's the best-selling game
number
on
of
like
copies?
opening week and months. It outsold Breath of the
Oh,
Wild.
okay, I see what you're
I've
saying.
never
it's-
even heard of it.
It's Dragon Quest is the most popular game in Japan. Apparently, I did not.
It's
know
been
that.
around for a really, really long time. Yeah.
To the point where if in Japanese media, if they're talking about a video game and it's not like an MMORPG, it's going to be a parody of Dragon's Quest. Not Final Fantasy, which is more popular in the West than it is in Japan. Although it's still fairly popular in Japan, it is Dragon's Quest, which I find very interesting because Dragon Quest never really took off in the
No, it
West.
didn't.
But Dragon Quest 11 is making Square Enix a lot of money right now. Let me see if I can pull up some sales figures here for that game. It looks good. I mean, if you're into Dragon Quest, I've never really played them, but you know that kind of JRPG thing.
Yeah, I never got into them either. But I'm sure they're cool.
I liked
yeah.
Ni no Kuni, but that was almost more like Pokemon.
You did, didn't you? Yeah, a lot of people like that actually when they give it a chance. They
It's weird.
It's,
I don't know why I
3
like it.
million
Like if you
copies.
ask me
3
why do
million
I like it,
copies?
I
That's
don't
a lot
3
for a
million
video
copies
game.
is a lot of copies. That's true. The yeah,
And that's
right
just
on.
I think that was just when I saw it, it was that was just physical copies. That wasn't even
What do you mean physical copies? Who buys physical copies? Oh,
over 3
never
million
mind.
sold in tons.
Question answered.
It's
itself.
slowing down, but it's still, and that's just it's just physical copies. I'm pretty sure. I think they haven't even factored in the digital sales yet. That's impressive.
Also, can I just? This is kind of unrelated.
Yep.
But like, can people just everywhere stop calling Hellblade a PS4 exclusive? I think that'd be great.
Are they doing
Didn't
that?
all you, Andrew, and Aaron all play it on PC?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna play it on PlayStation 4 just to see what it's like on PlayStation. Also because like my computer won't run it. That's all. But that's
because you're
secondary
gonna-
to the fact that I want to.
Sure, you want to see? Yeah.
You also
but
want to complain that like it looks just as good as the PC.
we get all perspectives here on the Pixel Junkies. But yeah, it was I found all these like people online that like it's a PS4 killing it with the exclusives. I'm like
Console exclusive. That's it.
Well, yeah, I guess. So, which just is a way of saying the Xbox doesn't have it. I'm like, okay, who gives a shit? But anyways, there's a bunch of Dota 2 shit. Now, none of us here play Dota, so
Nope.
Any of us even care?
I mean, I assumed you played it because you play MOBAs, Rory.
nope, Dota never got into.
Well,
So there's a
never
Dota
mind.
card game.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I guess Valve has given up on everything else that people like. So, card games. Not Half-Life, not Portal, not Left 4 Dead.
Card games are always a puzzling
Fucking card
one to me
games.
because like The Elder Scrolls Legends is a superbly designed card game in my opinion.
What
but-
is?
Like not in terms
are
of
you
like its
doing?
story.
What's going on over there?
What?
I have no idea.
I know, I heard some rattling going on.
He heard you moving the mic around and stuff.
Oh,
And
You heard me drinking a rattler.
Oh,
but like, I don't play it. That's the thing. I don't like. It's cool. I'm just not into it.
I gotta be honest. It's Yu-Gi-Oh or nothing in the competitive card game.
Like, I mean, I don't know. Card games not for me. It's cool that they're being made for their audience, I guess. But I don't know. I'm not really into it.
Like if I'm gonna be honest, if I'm gonna get into any card game and I'm only ever gonna get into one collectible card game because, frankly, that's all I can really afford. I can't even afford it now. But if I was gonna get into that fucking black hole of money, it's gonna be Magic.
Yeah.
Just because Magic's got a really interesting lore. I like the designs of the cards. Everyone plays it.
Yeah.
Just play the video game.
That's what I mean. But still, there's a lot of money that goes into that.
Is there?
Yeah.
There's a lot of money that goes into anything that has anything to do with Magic.
Magic is like $5 on Steam, and then
yeah, but you gotta buy. I know you don't have to, but you're probably gonna sink a lot of money into it to get booster packs.
Can you? I thought all the cards were just in the game.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I don't play Magic.
All right.
But also there's a big Dota 2 tournament. If you're logged on to Twitch and you're like, what is this? It's a big Dota 2 tournament. And if you're like, how does anyone watch it? The answer is a lot of people know a lot about the game. I know it seems like sensory overload when you first see it.
A little bit.
Because it really does. There's a lot.
It's because it is.
For any MOBA you don't play, like, I can watch League because I understand what's happening. But when I didn't, I'd seen League before I played it. And I was like, how can anyone follow? There's so much brightness. Like, what?
It's like, a dude's like, oh man, this guy did a thing. I'm like, which guy? There's like 87 dudes on the screen. How do you know what one to look at?
I remember I was watching, I think Rory made me watch. I can't remember exactly why, but it was some clip from like a League of Legends.
It's got to be me, right?
Like tournament, and it was like, look at this play. It was like, oh! I'm like, well, how? Why? I don't understand why everyone's making a fuss over here. And it's like, wow, that was a tremendous play. Was it? What happened here? I don't know what just happened.
What I like about League of Legends is because it was a lot of people's first experience with esports, especially with people in like mainstream media, and you see these people like on like, I don't know, CNN or whatever a news station is, and they're like, professional gaming, and then like that's some League of Legends, they're like, what's happening?
Gaming has brought us many recent classics like Pac-Man and Tetris, but can you use it as a sport?
Yeah, oh
we
my
send
god.
Tave Tucker out to find out. Hey Linda, this is Tave Tucker here bringing you from the local game store. And we're here to talk to some fucking nerds about some game. Nerds, do you think you can call what you do a sport? Like, I'm here to buy the latest Donkey Kong game. I don't play Dota. But surely you have no girlfriend. She's in the car waiting for me. We're gonna go get McD's after. It's like truly astonishing. This has been Tave Tucker, Channel 5 News, St. John, or whatever.
The
local joke there.
So yeah, there's a Dota 2 tournament. There's a lot of money, right? There's a lot of money, right?
Yeah, well, the international is $23 million.
See, that's a lot of money. I don't have $23 million.
Tave Tucker here with another amazing update. $23 million I'm going into this Dota tournament. That's a lot of money. It sure is, Tave.
Name is Tave.
I said Tave.
Oh.
Tave Tucker. What about the fucking bikes? God damn it.
So, Shadow of War, sorry, has microtransactions.
Mm-hmm.
Who's excited about that? No one.
No.
I
gotta be honest.
Yeah.
I can't think. Well, I can, but like it's one of those games where it's like
I can't think.
I was gonna say I can't think of a game that microtransactions would be a worse addition to. That's not true. There's a bunch of games, like Tetris, for example. Another game where
you unlock the square block.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Tetris is the most obscene example.
From what I've read about it, Tetris is, or the Shadow of War microtransactions are their in-game money that you use to upgrade your army when you're fighting as Talion against the Dark Lord Sauron and Mordor. But when you can get that through the game via like just doing missions and stuff, I guess, or you can I think you can use real world money to buy the in-game money that you can then use to upgrade your army. So I guess it's kind of like shark cards in that way in GTA 5. I don't really like shark cards, if I'm honest, because all they do is drive the price up of the in-game items. So you kind of have to get shark cards, or you just have to do what Aaron does and grind the shit out of that game. Aaron, in a week, went from level 94 to 150.
I had fun with that, though. I wanted to do it because I wanted to play GTA.
Yeah, like, I'm not saying that, but it's a little bit ridiculous that in order to... they added a new car in GTA, getting a little bit off topic here, called the Tampa, which is it was like a Mustang with a minigun on top. if you want to get the fully upgraded version of that car that has dual miniguns, a mortar in the trunk, and rockets and proximity mines, you first have to buy an underground bunker. Then you have to buy a mobile command center. Then you gotta upgrade your research tier. Then you gotta buy the damn car.
Which is more expensive if you don't do the research mission.
Yeah, and you gotta do the research mission. You gotta buy the damn car, which is like, what, like 2-3 million?
It's 2 million before the mission and almost 1.6 after the mission.
And to put it in perspective, the missions, the things that get you the most money in the game, like a regular thing to get you money is doing missions in the game. Each mission will get you about $20,000 around, or anywhere between $10,000 and $20,000 on average. Then, if you want to get the upgraded version, not only do you got to research upgrade points, but you got to buy each upgrade for the car, which is an exuberant cost. So, altogether, to get that car, it's probably close to what, like 11 million to get the fully upgraded Tampa. Or would you say that?
I probably spent like specifically for that car. I didn't. It's hard for me to guess it because I didn't really do all that stuff to get that car specifically. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna get this car now. Maybe 6 million.
That's still
maybe
a lot.
Yeah.
Considering that if you wanted to do that via grinding, that's still a lot of hours. Now, I know that's kind of the point of this game, is to play it a lot. I'm not begrudging it that. I'm just saying that I feel like the reason that the prices are so high in this game is in order to justify the purchase of the shark cards. Because instead of saying like, man, I gotta play this all weekend in order to get this car that I really want, you can just say, oh, $20.
Yeah, I mean, I know the comparison you're trying to draw here, but this is a game that's been in active development for 4 years, and they pretty much every week add something to it. It's either a major content update like gun running, just a one car, or a new game type.
I'm presuming Shadow of War will not be as active.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah, this isn't Shadow of War is not an MMO.
And I get and that's why I'm saying I'm okay. Like, I don't like the shark cards, but they're more palatable in GTA 5 because
they're way better than this shit in Shadow of War.
Just because they're GTA 5 has given us so much content for free that I actually I'm not super mindful.
I think if you look at it realistically from a business sense, I don't know any other way that they could do it, because like traditional DLC content where it's like, get this pack, it's $20, it's like, okay, cool. But if you do that in an MMO, suddenly you're creating like hundreds of different barriers where it's like, oh, I can't play that because I don't have it. And I can't join this game because I don't have this. Yeah. So it's like you kind of need to make sure that everybody has it, but how do you make money from it? It's like, well, let's just charge them for the currency in the game. And I mean, I know, like, I don't like that in a lot of games myself. But these are businesses, and at the end of the day, they don't exist without a positive income. So.
Yeah. Shadow of War, on the other hand, could do like many other people do, and just have their game.
Yeah.
And release it. Like,
in Shadow of War, it doesn't make any sense because it's like a single player experience. You're gonna play through it anyway. Like, I don't understand what the point of, like, oh, I just got Shadow of War and I'm gonna spend another $80 on it, so I don't need to play it. It's like, well, so why did you buy it?
I think it's weird. I think it's weird. I think it's made for weird people.
Well, it's just more avarice and greed coming out of game companies, and it's hard to figure out which one is worse out of the big four of Activision, EA, Ubisoft, and Warner Brothers in terms of who has the shittiest fucking practices. Because Activision fucking charged you for DLC for a 10-year-old game that was supposed to come in the definitive edition, and they charged more money. And was it with Street Fighter? Or no, was it Tekken? Tekken, you had to, if you got the season pass, you didn't get some characters. Was that Tekken or was it Street Fighter?
In Tekken, you did one of the characters who was a pre-order bonus. Even if you had the season pass, you still have to pay. Although I will say that out of all the bunch, Bandai Namco are better.
Yes, but not in that instance.
Yeah, in that instance it was like atrocious.
Also, fuck being loyal to a big company like that, because they're certainly not loyal to you. But getting back to Shadow of War, like, at least with GTA 5, it's kind of built from the ground up to be that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Or at least it fits better into what it's trying to do.
It makes sense. What kind of freaks are gonna pay money in Shadow of War?
Jordan.
It's weird to me. It feels like it's made for weird people. Like, I don't want to meet the people who spend money in Shadow of War.
That'd be like in Skyrim, if they suddenly added microtransactions into Skyrim, so that suddenly gold was really hard to find in Skyrim, and then you could pay real money to buy in-game gold in Skyrim. Like,
well, aren't they adding? Isn't Bethesda trying to push on paid mods?
Oh God,
still? No. Yeah, they're trying to do the paid mods.
No.
Hopefully that bombs again.
is not paid mods, guys. It's called laid mobs.
Yeah.
It's completely different.
Oh, I see, Todd. Yeah, it's I think Shadow of War has a like the Nemesis system is still persistent, but now this time it's like it's managing your army,
which I cannot wait for. That's one of the reasons that this game is my most anticipated game of this year, because I love the idea of managing your own army. I hope it's really in depth. It probably won't be, but whatever. But man, that soured me so much to the fact that I now have to, that there's paid microtransaction. I'm sure the game will be balanced in order that you don't have to, that you don't need the money in order to play the game.
I mean, that's the hope.
Well,
I agree.
That's the thing, right? It's like it's always seen as like a negative thing with microtransactions because you never know what the balance is. You never know. It's like, oh, okay, it's still really easy to make in-game money. This is totally optional.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you want. You want it to be balanced, but like.
Yeah, like Forza is that example.
Yeah.
Like you can buy money in that if you want, but you absolutely don't need to. It's super easy to make money just by playing the game.
I don't understand what, like, I understand for like more competitive games or online games, but haven't there been enough examples of trying to like cram in microtransactions into single player only games backfiring on the publishers that publishers shouldn't do it anymore?
I don't know. I guess there's been backfire by like community, but I mean, I don't know if the publishers, to be honest, I don't know if they really give a shit.
This game's still gonna make a lot of money regardless.
That's the point.
Nobody's not gonna buy it,
and a lot of them are. A lot of publishers fuck games up with shit like this.
Well, it's always the vocal minority. It's always the vocal minority.
Exactly.
You hear about it, it's like, oh, people are complaining about this, but look, we still have we still made like 90 million this month, so people obviously are spending money on it. Fuck everyone that's complaining.
Exactly. The Nintendo's getting sued.
Why?
So the Switch controllers or whatever the fuck those things are.
Have they killed people or something?
Rory, shush, Aaron, shush. First off, and get this through your skull, they're called Joy-Cons.
The Joy-Cons. Well, apparently the Joy-Cons are ripping off some company no one's ever fucking heard of. At least I haven't. So what it is this. I got.
They're gonna say like people's hands.
Game
or something.
Vice. Now what Game Vice do is they make controllers for like the iPhone and the iPhone Plus. They like you put them on the end, so like you play games, right? That's how you play games. They're
so kind of exactly what the Switch does.
Yeah, except it looks twice as dumb.
It does.
But I've got a picture here. This looks like the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and it's like $140. Right? Like that's what you're paying for this. So like, I mean, but don't get me wrong. Regardless of whether I think this product is literally the stupidest thing I've ever seen or not, if Nintendo infringe, they infringe. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but Nintendo can infringe on other people's copyright claims. It's just when you do it to Nintendo, that's where the problem is.
Exactly. Yeah, I find it funny that I agree with Adam. There's a great irony to Nintendo pursuing a copyright issue. It's just like there's never been a country that's just like outwardly expressed such a disregard for copyright law.
You mean a company?
Did I say...
You said country.
Oh, but...
Please, God, don't tell me that they're a country.
The country of Nintendo.
One of these days, boys.
Everyone rise from the Nintendo national anthem.
I guess we'll see how it goes. Apparently, this part's interesting to me. So, the article I read was CNBC, which is a channel. It's like NBC's money channel or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, so apparently they were like Game Vice, which is the company that made the original, we'll call the OG Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
Like wouldn't comment. And it's like, that's odd. Usually it's the person getting sued that's not commenting. The person suing wants to get the publicity out there.
Yeah.
Hey, Nintendo stole our shit. Apparently no. Apparently they're not commenting. Or of course maybe they just watched an episode of anything on CNBC and they were like, no, I'm not talking to these freaks. And so that's a possibility too.
Like, hey John, CNBC wants to talk to you. Like, oh, hang on, let me pull them up on YouTube. Like, yeah, no, you can say no.
Yeah. I think that's pretty funny. So yeah, that's happening to Nintendo. We'll keep you updated on that.
I can also just briefly say how amazing I think it is that the fact that a Fox in Space, that really, 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 really good animated Star Fox fan short thing is still up on YouTube, that Nintendo hasn't come down on that and been like, no, this is good. Get rid of it. Because it came out around the exact same time that Nintendo put out their own Star Fox animated short. and one of them was significantly better than the other one, and it was the one that was not made by Nintendo. It was the fan-made one, which is a genuinely a good show. Like, I want the next episode to come out because it's so well done. I'm blown away by how well done it is. I'm surprised that Nintendo's not coming over to the dude's house and fucking kneecapping him.
Yeah, really though. I agree.
Because Nintendo is Nintendo, and they don't really know, as Jim Sterling said, they don't know how to do business.
So, NBA 2K17.
Actually, shit, I think he said that about Konami.
Was,
as Adam said, Nintendo is Nintendo, and Nintendo can't do business.
Totally original quote. So...
Not racist at all.
Me and Aaron are humble monthly subscribers.
Damn right.
We get a lot of games every month, or a number of games that are worth significantly more than we're paying. And it's really cool. And oftentimes,
it's great because I get to feel like I'm stealing games.
Yeah, and like
Aaron just got hit by a photon torpedo.
You're playing like Aaron said this, and it's so true. It's games that you didn't buy but you wanted. It's like, for whatever reason, you didn't buy them, and that's how it goes. So, anyways, so last month, we got, the two big ones we got were Pillars of Eternity and NBA 2K17. So last night, I'm like, I'm going to fire up NBA 2K17.
I got to be honest with you, Roy. One of those is far more exciting to me than the other one.
I agree.
I know which one it is.
But I didn't have time to get into Pillars of Eternity. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to play some NBA 2K17. Surely that's a streamlined process. And
they've been doing it for how many years now?
Yeah, exactly.
Surely they figured it out.
And so I felt, I'll tell you what, I felt like a fucking old man playing that goddamn thing, like trying to navigate it. So I start up the game or whatever.
Rory, the crazy old white guy, trying to play basketball games.
And we're getting right into it here. Like, right away, I'm creating my character. I'm like, sweet, I'm gonna scan my face in. That's a feature. And so it was like, hey, no face scan detected. I'm like, I know, I'm gonna scan my face, asshole. And it's like, no, to do that, you gotta get the NBA 2K17 app on your phone. And I was like, well, I guess I'm not doing anything today. So I get the NBA 2K17 app on my phone. The first thing I noticed in the App Store, it's rated 3 out of 5 stars. Which is like,
man.
How do you, like, what didn't this do? And so anyway, so I get the app,
Doesn't
right?
connect to my blender.
And I scan my face in, which is like, you know the UFC game where you take a picture in the front and you turn and you take it. Well, this one you got to do like 30 degrees in either direction. You got to slowly do it. So anyways, so I scan my face in, and it's like the scan, it rates the scan. It was like, this scan was great. Let me tell you, that scan wasn't great. That's not what I look like. And so
I want a second opinion on that one.
If
I'm being honest,
I'll send you a picture.
All right.
I'll send Aaron a picture like tonight or something, so he can put it in the podcast. And so, anyway, so
we'll let the audience decide.
What's
Thomas? You decide.
Once the character creation is done, I'm like, okay, I'll just logically follow these menus and try to play a game. And so my goal when I'm starting this is I'm going to start up NBA 2K17, and I'm going to play a game as either the Knicks or the Mavericks, right? That's all I want to do.
Is the Knicks your favorite team?
Knicks and the Mavs are both my favorite teams.
Right
yeah. And so anyway, so I'm
no love for Toronto.
That's what I'm ready to do, right? I'm ready to go, and that's all I want to do. And I thought that'd be really easy to do in NBA 2K17.
What's the N stand for?
National Basketball Association. NBA.
How many countries are in it?
1.
2.
2, yeah. Sorry.
Apparently Toronto just doesn't matter to Rory.
2, yeah. Like 1 and then like another one.
Yeah, Canada has 1 team in the NBA.
Shouldn't that be an I?
Did we have 2 at one point?
We did have 2. The Vancouver Grizzlies moved to Memphis.
I feel like that should be an I.
Moved to Memphis, said by no one ever except the Vancouver Grizzlies.
Well, it's like the baseball team, the Montreal. Oh my God, what were they called?
Expos.
Yeah. Thank you. They moved to.
They gotta call like the Alouettes or something.
Didn't they move to like Washington or something like that?
It was some other place, yeah, and everybody's been pissed ever since.
Can you play as by the way, in NBA 2017? Can you play as the Washington Generals?
Good question, Adam. I can't answer that. I'll tell you why. So I'm like, I'll just play a game as the Knicks, right? It's no problem. Anyways, so it turns out I have cards. No, I don't have cards first. First, I gotta create my team. It's like, create your team.
Rory, we've already ticked off Dota.
I'm like, yo, I don't want to create a team. I want to play as the Knicks, a team that already exists. And it's like, no, I gotta create my own team, right? So I create
There's
my
no,
own
like,
team.
quick-
So Rory
game
creates
mode?
the New York Bix.
So I create my own team, and then it's like, you got a card pack. I'm like, a card pack? What is this shit? And
Oh
so,
man, it's
well,
Artifact again.
like, I open up these cards, right? And I got a bunch of cards. One of them's Steph Curry, and Steph Curry's a good player. So that's good.
Apparently not.
I don't. So I don't know what
Not from what I've seen.
I don't know what I'm doing. I guess Steph Curry plays for Rory's team now, and it's like I'm trying to get to other modes.
Was he in mint condition, Steve Curry, or was he less like? Was he like kind of like dog-eared around the slightly foxed Steve Curry?
So, and by the way, you can only look at 5 cards at a time, and I got like 30. So it was like you press it, they do an opening animation, you look at the cards. You press it again, you do an opening animation, look at the cards. So I'm like, I'm just trying to play as the Knicks, please. And I'm like trying to get some game modes here. But apparently, I can't play other game modes. I can only play single player, because I got a thing in front of my face, it's got single player, and it's got a bunch of other blacked out shit that I can't click on. So I can't play multiplayer. And not that I do well in multiplayer, but maybe multiplayer would let me play as the fucking Knicks. And so I'm sitting here, I'm like, I guess I have no choice but to click single player. But I don't have a controller, right? I don't have a controller plugged in. I have a keyboard, right? And it's got keyboard controls, and it cleverly to... Aaron, so you're on a menu. You've selected a game mode with the arrows. What button do you press to say, okay, I'm going to go to that game mode? What's your accept button?
I mean, enter.
Keyboard?
Space
No, try
bar.
again.
Q.
Yeah, it's 2, Aaron.
Oh, 2.
The obviously
of
you
course.
press 2
Of course.
to hit accept. And God forbid you want to go back, because that's 3 and works a solid 10% of the time. And so I have no choice but to go into single player. And in single player, I have no choice but to play as my dog shit team that I just made.
What'd you call it?
What?
What'd you call
I
your
called
team?
it the Rush. I was like, yeah, Rush. I was bored.
They make acceptable music, I
Rush
guess.
is a good band, and so I'm like, all right, cool. We're the Rush now, right? We're based out of Brooklyn, much like me, and
Much like Rush.
so
I don't think I've ever seen a person less based out of
I
Brooklyn.
know, right? Yeah. The
I'd say more
Wait.
LA for you. Really.
yes, actually, that's
So
true.
can you only be based out of American cities?
Yeah, actually, yes. The yeah,
What,
again.
what
fuck
the
Canada,
hell?
right?
Toronto's a team.
So-
It's the Raptors. They've been in it since the 1990s.
So anyway,
Yeah, they're
so
just
I'm like,
racist.
all right,
They're Trump
I'll play
America
the game.
now.
So Rory's, I don't know, like Rory's fake team.
Do you think that? Sorry, Roy. But do
Yeah.
you think that's it? Do you think they're like the people over at EA were just like, finally, Trump's in. We don't have
Those
to.
2K.
We don't have to continue bringing in the Raptors. Thank fuck.
They said
Get
as
rid
they
of
watched
that.
the 2K video on their screen.
So I find out that Rory's team is going to be playing like a real team, like OKC or the Warriors or some shit. And so, anyway, I guess not the
The
Warriors because I have
Warriors.
Steph Curry for whatever reason, which kind of breaks the continuity in my opinion. If
Can-
I
can
have
you-
Steph Curry,
Can you play a team that also has Steph Curry?
maybe the
Because that'd be stupid.
and so I'm sitting there and I'm about to get into
Rory's
this.
clone Steve Curry.
I'm about to get into this game, and it's like, hey, by the way, you
Steve
don't have a
Kerr.
controller plugged in, so you're in for a suboptimal experience. I'm like, guess what, motherfucker? This is a suboptimal experience either way. And so I click OK on that, right? Which is like, I don't know, 2 or Q or fucking Control F Cloverleaf or whatever the fucking. And so like,
Press
I
the
can't-
command key. So you bitch, I'm on a PC.
So I'm about to get into the game, and the game's loading. One can only assume, because all of a sudden I'm watching an episode of a television show. This is a Metal Gear Solid, only like somehow like more intrusive. I'm watching an episode of NBA 2K17 TV, which is a real show, by the way, which lasts at least 10 minutes, which is how long I was watching it for.
Does it hide a load screen?
Yeah, it does.
So
And
probably
you're
does.
watching like a real person paid to do a real job. It's a TV show within a video game, and they're like giving awards
what we
to
want.
fans, and they're like,
What?
this guy loves NBA 2K17, so we're giving him some of this in-game currency, which I can only assume was in-game currency and not some sort of alien shit I'd never heard of. And so like I'm watching, they're interviewing the players, they're like, do you play 2K17? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, this is a great interview. And so I finally
Yeah.
get past this.
What?
And then I get to the actual game, and it's just a mess. I don't know how to do anything. It's a suboptimal experience. The game was right that called it. And like I'm like, I don't know how to do the controls, so I'm trying to get to the control menu, but the control menu doesn't have any controls in it. It just has a bunch of like control settings. And then I start trying to hit back, but back is 3, and that doesn't work for shit. And so I can't get out, so I end up shutting down the game.
And that was it.
NBA 2K17. I'm told it's good. It's not, okay? I don't care. I've seen people online playing it somehow.
So I think we have Rory's pick for worst game
It's
of
the most.
2017.
I play League. Like, people tell me League is confusing. This is on another level. Oh my god. It was an ordeal.
Is the NBA 2K17 menu an esport?
I guess so. Yeah.
That'd be great.
Give me the frames on that. How many frames does it take for back to work?
I have a few things to say. First off, I really want Roy to create a team called the New York Bicks, and he systematically recreates the New York Knicks on his team, and then he tries to beat them and take their power. He's like, all right, when we beat them on the court, we're gonna eat their fucking hearts. And then the other thing is, how long have they been making basketball games now? At least since
forever.
Since at least 2002, because I remember my cousin had a copy of NBA 2002.
I had a copy. I have an NBA game on like my Game Boy when I was like 6.
So they've been doing it for once a year for at least, let's say, 10 years, probably close to 20.
And for the record, the one on the Game Boy is really good.
Yeah.
Like this being, and like I know like menus have changed stuff, but they had probably the same style of game down since probably the Xbox, if not the Xbox 360. So let's just get that out of the way. How do you fuck up something that people want from NBA 2017 is just updated teams?
Yeah.
That's it, to the point where you don't even really need to recreate it. You can just release a game called NBA, and then every year you just release, like, for $30, you get the updated team roster. And that's it.
Exactly.
I'll give Thomas credit for that one, because he thought that one up for NHL. And then, you know what? He's absolutely right. That's all it should be, because the gameplay shouldn't change. They should have the gameplay. If you don't have the gameplay nailed down, what the fuck are you doing with your life?
At this point, I think the graphics aren't getting enough of a refresh for there to merit, like maybe back in 2000 when like graphics were significant, there was a significant change every couple of years. But now I would say like every 5 years maybe. Like have a game that lasts 5 years and just update it.
Honestly, and like I watched an IGN review, and this dude was like navigating menus with ease. He's like, here I go into general manager mode. I change my plays over here, and I'm like, I can't play as the Knicks. What are you doing? What kind of wizardry is this?
I love the idea of...
I got some dev mode.
I love the idea... He pre-ordered and he paid the deluxe version, so he gets to play as the Knicks.
It's a team DLC.
But I love the idea of picking up a game like... let's say... what's a good example? Like, you're picking up the latest... Half-Life. Half-Life 3 has just come out. You're like, great.
Sure, yeah.
Can't wait to play as Morgan Freeman.
Fantasy
boot it
world,
up. Like, no, you can't play as Morgan Freeman. But I want to play as Morgan Freeman. It's like, no, you gotta create your own character.
Thinking of somebody else.
All right. Adam means Gordon Freeman. For the record, I don't think you usually play as Morgan Freeman in those games.
Can we cut that?
I mean, Eli kind of looks like Morgan Freeman, but he's probably not going to be in 3.
You know what? I kind of do hope they change it to Morgan Freeman for Half-Life 3. Gordon Freeman's had a good run, but...
Well, I mean, it'd be wasted if he didn't talk.
Came in and...
It would be wasted if he didn't talk. So...
Right.
They had Morgan Freeman in the voice acting, and he doesn't say a thing. They pay him like whatever Morgan Freeman costs.
A lot, I guess.
All he does is like 3 different mocap animations.
Anyway,
Adam's done. Adam's out. So we also got some other stuff here. Aaron, tell us about the new Borderlands shooter. You know what I mean.
I mean, I haven't played it because it doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
But I was asked to play it by them. They sent me an email and said, like, hey, you're invited to try this out when it exists. And I'm like, cool. I have no idea what it's about. It's some sort of fantasy. It's called 1v1.
Yeah.
Or Project 1v1. It might be called something else when it gets released. But I guess it's a 1v1 game. Maybe it's just like you versus yourself? I mean, I have no idea.
I saw a comment in that I really liked. It was like, after the resounding success of Battleborn, Borderlands devs try another shooter that isn't Borderlands.
My favorite part about Battleborn was at the end of the game when it was impossible.
Yeah,
with
like
2
players. To beat the fucking boss.
Also, can I say, I've assessed this a little bit. I don't think Battleborn is that much like Overwatch as much as it was said. I agree that they both came out at the same time, and that was bad for it. But I don't think it was an Overwatch clone at all.
It wasn't. They just have kind of similar aesthetics, and
Yeah.
that threw people off.
And I think I agree. And I'm worried, and someone commented, and I think this is true, I'm worried that every game now that's a shooter that has, like, any class elements is just going to be called an Overwatch clone. Which I think is going to be
because
just,
no games
like,
did that before
poison
Overwatch.
to comment sections. The,
Who did? Sorry.
Just some commenter on YouTube. It was just surprising because the
No, I
YouTube
was
comments
asking
are...
what
Oh,
Aaron
yeah.
said.
I mean, we're coming through in like a millennial age now, guys, where it's like, you know,
Old
we
facts.
get to be the senile old people where it's like they're like, this was an Overwatch clone. It's like, yeah, but fucking class-based shit existed for, you know, a decade, 2 decades.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I mean,
Before Overwatch.
arguably, the game that popularized it for our generation was Team Fortress 2.
I think
Right?
that's a
Yeah,
good pick.
I mean,
yeah.
that's
I
totally
agree with
one of
that.
the more popular ones.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the first that ever did that.
No,
Arguably,
but
the
it's I think it's one of the biggest, certainly. It's
Yeah,
one
I
of my
mean-
favorite games.
arguably the first ever class-based competitive game of all time is Pong.
I just
You're
don't
either
like
the
how
left
it's
class or the right class.
a political joke by Adam.
No.
No,
Okay.
I don't think it was, but...
I mean, I was putting that in your head, but you know, back when they announced Overwatch, it was just like, oh, Blizzard's trying this type of game now. It's like it wasn't like, oh man, this is a whole new genre of game. Nobody's
Yeah.
ever seen this.
Overwatch? That's an Overwatch clone. God damn it. The,
Overwatch 2, that's an Overwatch clone. Yeah, I don't know. It's I'm looking forward to try that 1v1 thing though, whatever the
yeah.
hell it is.
I think it'll be cool. Like, Battleborn doesn't suck.
No, I mean, I enjoyed the solo / co-op side of the game.
Yeah, right up until we couldn't beat it.
Yeah, it needed it. It's not all the way there.
It's not balanced for. It's balanced for 4 players and nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It-
it just is.
It gave an interesting twist to like maybe the leveling system in traditional games, where it's like you level up and then you make your character into a god, and then you kind of break the game. But Battleborn took it a bit differently because it, you know, I guess the leveling system is what a lot of people enjoy. They like getting new stuff and building up their characters. And what Battleborn did was
They took the Dota approach or the MOBA
Yeah.
approach, sorry, which is you only get the levels for this one.
yeah, and that
game.
kind of was almost a MOBA as well, because the multiplayer was straight up just MOBA.
I think
Yeah,
this
except
game
it
is
was
more
first person.
it was definitely more MOBA than Overwatch.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Yeah. And I
And
kinda
Overwatch
didn't,
is cool. We're not, like, shitting on it.
No.
At all. And the only
Yeah.
reason I say that is because fans of things on the internet
Let's be honest, Roy, no one's
are
watching this.
insane. And so they...
Sorry, Thomas.
Besides, can we have an honest conversation? Anytime I say nobody's watching this, I mean obviously beside Thomas. Can that just be assumed?
But yeah, so...
Tom's getting a lot of shout outs today.
I agree with you,
assumption.
Aaron. I'm
It's just,
gonna.
By the way,
I'm probably gonna
Thomas,
play this too.
Probably next week or the week after, we're gonna have you on for the UFC video. So look forward to that.
Get ready. You're gonna practice. Thomas is probably gonna come in. He's gonna be all prepared and all this kind of shit.
Christ.
And
Don't do
he's
that,
gonna
Maybe
be
more
ready,
prepared
and we're
than
gonna put him
Sandy.
against Adam, who hates fighting games of all kinds. Not that
I
UFC is a
told-
fighting game, but
I believe I mentioned, maybe I did.
So.
Like, Sandy didn't pick any of his stuff.
yeah,
So
we need to get.
He
Sandy
didn't know
to
what
pick
his
shit,
fighting
yeah.
style was going in. It was
Yeah.
his default.
We should get his fighting style to be boxing because it's the only thing worth a damn in that
Yeah,
game.
I think I picked. I went back and changed it. I can't. Oh man, I got an achievement.
Yeah, and
What is it? What's my achievement?
Fallout
Yellow.
4 is getting a Game of the Year edition.
Kill 100 civilians. What? All right.
All right.
Yeah.
This is usually, so I end up getting Fallout 4 like just like sort of as it came out, but like I'm super into getting Game of the Year editions of games.
They're great value.
Yeah.
When did it come out? It was 2015, was it not?
It was 2015. That is
So
100% correct.
Why is it coming out now? Like, I was kind of like, who voted this Game of the Year?
Because I think they.
Oh, no one voted anything Game of the Year that has a Game of the Year edition.
I mean, they used to.
I mean, yeah, a long time ago, but like lately, everything's been doing Game of the Year editions.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it's called Game of the Year. Why they would call it Game of the Year? Why just call it Fallout 4 the Definitive Edition?
I know, right? I agree with Adam.
Or the
That's
Collector's Edition.
strictly
Ultimate
better.
Edition or Legendary Edition or something.
Or the Fuck the Bikes Edition!
Jesus Christ. Yeah, the Fallout 4 Fuck the Bikes Edition.
Yeah, so I mean, Fallout 4 is a cool game.
Yeah.
I may not like it as much as other Fallout games, but it's cool.
It's got super fun gameplay.
It's got like, to say the gunplay is better than the other Fallouts is kind of an insult, because it's so many light years better.
It's got one good RPG. You can play as one RPG.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That one only. If you want to play something else, well, you better just toddle on back to New Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm sure as Andrew is furiously slamming his keyboard down to remind us, Morrowind. Don't worry, Andrew.
I do agree with him, though. Yeah, so, I mean, I'd say get the Game of the Year edition. Fallout 4 is pretty cool.
Talking about light years ahead of fucking other Fallout games.
Fallout
Fallout 4's combat is fucking... If that's light years ahead, I don't even know if there's a unit of measurement for how far beyond it is Morrowind's combat.
Yeah, really, though.
Why is Morrowind's combat bad?
It's awful.
It's super old. Morrowind came out in, like, 2002.
It's just like, it's roll the dice. Like, you swing and it rolls a die whether or not you hit them. Even though your sword clearly went through the dude's body. It's like, you missed. Like, alright. Okay, I'm done with this.
Even combat in Oblivion has a lot to be desired.
Do you think Konami is ever going to do like a Metal Gear Solid 5 complete edition, or they're just going to release what was supposed to have been Metal Gear Solid 5?
Oh, probably.
Talking about Konami, fit with Kojima, and they like kicked him out of the company, and then won't give him health insurance or whatever.
Yeah, really though.
Because I mean, like, just like find a way to get rid of Konami. Just like just go into the boardroom and just like.
That Metal Gear Solid Zombies game, that's not out, right? Yet?
I don't think it's out
I'm
yet.
gonna play that. That's the worst part of it.
Why?
It's
not Metal Gear Solid though. It isn't. It has nothing to do with the franchise.
Metal Gear Flaccid.
Isn't it in canon?
Is it?
I think. Well, they own the canon.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like it's just about these random dudes fighting these random enemies that have nothing to do with the rest of the game.
See, but the thing is, Metal Gear Solid is a weird way of tying things up.
I suppose it'd be like playing a basketball game and having it tied to the Halo universe. Like, this is the New York, elites or whatever. It's like, oh, they're named after the things in Halo. That's
okay,
the
first
only
of all,
connection.
I don't know what you're talking about, Adam. It's impossible to play a basketball game. That doesn't exist. What else we got?
The bikes.
Oh, Horizon Zero Dawn. So Horizon Zero Dawn is I don't know, something I'm too far away to read.
There's an expansion, the Frozen Wilds expansion.
Oh, okay.
It finally has a release date. It got announced at E3.
What is the release date?
It's November 7th.
That's coming up. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff happening in September, October, November, which is cool.
Well, that's usually the way.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right.
Super looking forward to that.
Release time, which is cool.
It's a fun-ass game.
A lot of stuff's getting, like, DLC and shit.
Hopefully they've listened to our Heartless videos and they will include a giant boxing kangaroo.
And that wrapped up this week also.
With what might be the best episode we've ever done to make fun of the Star Wars series.
Yeah, hope George don't watch that one, or Kathleen Kennedy, whoever's at it now.
I like Kathleen Kennedy. George can watch whatever the fuck he wants.
Alright, Kathleen, don't watch it. We didn't insult Star Wars, we promise.
It came from a place of love. Please hire me. For what?
Yeah.
Pick.
I don't know what else we got. I mean, that's it news-wise. But what are you guys looking forward to?
Coming out?
Shadow War.
Shadow War. Yeah.
I want to pick up. Brigadier. I want to pick up Pyre. I want to pick up
Brigador.
Whatever. I want to pick up Hell's Blade, and I want to pick up.
So like, what do you call it? I still have to finish Dishonored 2, but the DLC is coming out.
I have to play that.
So I
also want to pick up Dishonored 2.
I'm gonna finish Dishonored 2, and I'm gonna get the DLC obviously when it comes out. I'm sure it's cool as shit. What else?
Wolfenstein. If that's coming out this year.
Well, I think it is.
It's coming out in October.
I'm gonna be the only one on this podcast getting the new Evil Within game, so I can tell you guys if that's any good or not.
I will be. I might. Before I was the definite I was gonna get Destiny 2. I might not get any more, and that's only because there's so many other games coming out that fall that I might just.
It's a lot of games.
I might just say no.
I'm not going near to Assassin's Creed.
I am. That's another one I'm going there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna get it right away either. I don't think.
I've decided.
I'm not gonna get it right away because it's gonna be broken right away.
I've decided. Well, yes, I've decided that I think there's enough Assassin's Creeds that exist for me to just be satisfied with the games that exist in that format.
Now, I normally
wrong.
would agree with you, but I haven't played any of them since 3, and I played I played a little bit of Black Flag, and then I burned out immediately because I basically played 2, 2.5, 2.75, 3, and then 4, basically back to back to back.
Right,
By the time I got to 4, I was like, I
much.
can't.
Yeah,
So I put it down. I haven't played any of them since then. That was probably close to 4 years ago now.
Yeah, go back and play 4. It's good.
I've heard it's good. I really do want to
Yeah.
go back and play it, but I really want to play this game too because it looks good, so I might pick it up. We'll see.
I think I'm done with the format of Assassin's Creed, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
the style of missions, like I think I'm.
It was good when it first came out, and
Yeah.
2 perfected it. And now it's just every game, and it's
now it just kind
of same how Batman Arkham Asylum ruined combat in action games. Where
Yes.
it's just that's all you do now.
And they managed to last a whole franchise out of it before it got old.
Yeah.
But not everyone else can do that.
Well, to be fair, Arkham Knight kind of just, which I am gonna play at some point because
Yeah, Arkham Knight is good,
I
but
think
you gotta.
that was on sale this week on Steam as well.
Really?
I wouldn't get
Like
it.
$10 or something.
I know Telltale Batman is on sale. I know that much. But like,
No, I think
even if Arkham
Arkham
Knight is
Knight's
on
the
sale,
same.
I would advise against that.
I'll probably pick up a used copy just so Warner Brothers doesn't get the sale.
Yeah, get it if you
fuck
own
'em.
like a console, get it on console. It's badass, but like,
My favorite part is that Batman drives around in a tank that kills people because that's
This-
Batman, right?
you know what my least favorite thing about it being broken on PC is that it's not the first time they've had a game on PC. So you get these people, these dedicated fans who have it on PC and they're playing the whole franchise. It's like maybe it's one of their favorite franchises and they play 3 games and they're having a good time, and then all of a sudden they can't play the last game in a franchise they really enjoy. That really rubs me the wrong way. It'd be different. It was like, we're gonna try it on PC and it turned out to bomb. But it's like, oh man, you've done this before. That sucks for the people who play it on PC.
It'd be like making. What's a good example here? It'd be like making some sort of sports game for the last 20 years, and then you come out and it's a fucking mess.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. So we're actually gonna try to do a special in NBA 2K17
Oh, my
to
God.
see if
point.
anyone can play
At
it.
some point, we did a special. I think it was. What one is it? We have NBA 2K8, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And we did a special on that years ago, except it never came out because the audio got fucked on it.
Oh well, this will be the.
One of the rare lost episodes.
Yeah, it probably exists still somewhere. You can probably pick out the audio maybe, but if we ever decide to upload the last episodes,
We can
but,
just do fresh audio over it, and
Yeah.
like talk about 2013 events or
That'll
whatever
work.
it is you guys played that game.
That'll totally work. The reason that we played that, though, at least I wanted to play it, because the fucking clothing physics was ridiculous. Like, if you just spun around in a circle really fast, you could, like, tear your shirt off, and it would just... Your guy would be not wearing a shirt or jersey. It was like, what the fuck is going on?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so I was like... I mean, obviously you haven't played it yet because it's impossible, but I really want to know if the physics are as fucked in this. It'd be great.
To be determined in our inevitable 2K17
A
special.
40-minute video of trying to figure out how to play the fucking game.
Can I just say also, there's something I was like looking for
Fight!
videos of it, and I think it's
was a
quite
car.
interesting. There's nothing quite like gamers who play sports games, like hardcore competitively. It's very strange.
Probably a good
Yeah.
thing.
It's very different from the like culture of other professional games that I've seen, like Tekken and League and stuff like that. They're their own thing. It's very unusual to watch. They're like athletes. Like the way they talk and behave, the way I'm used to seeing actual athletes talking and behaving.
So it's like, we're not talking about the game. We're talking about DLC.
We're talking about load screens.
Yeah.
Also equivalent. We're not talking about the game that I love. We're talking about load screens. Load screens, man. We're talking about load screens. Anyway, look it up. It's funny.
Yeah, it is funny. And yeah,
Look up, we're talking about practice. Is the name of the thing.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's Allen Iverson. And
Who's a fucking douche.
the
I liked it when you
That's
said
not.
look it up,
that's
but you
not
didn't
slander.
say what we were
It's
looking
an
it up.
opinion.
yes, it's an opinion. Yeah. The and I guess that's all I have. Anyone else?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I finished Doom. So.
Oh,
Yeah. And your opinion's gotten drastically more positive.
Yeah, I like it a lot now. I when I first talked about it, I didn't have the. I'd only been like 2-3 hours into it, and I didn't really like it. And then what I did is I decreased the movement, the look speed,
sensitivity.
Thank you, and that helped a lot because I found it was just too much for my playstyle. And I started to think about, like, I'm not just playing just this dude. I'm playing this warrior that has existed since the dawn of time, and the demons fear nothing except this guy. And I suddenly was into it. So every time I just beat the shit out of a demon, I'm like, I'm getting immense satisfaction out of this because I'm proving to the world that I'm this unstoppable badass.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not my favorite game of all time, but it was certainly very good. I'm glad I played it. A couple of annoying parts to it, though, but that's more because I'd be on top of, like, a Star Wars precipice, like on a ladder with no fucking handrails because that's safe. And I'd go to sidestep out of the way, and I forget I was on this, like, 2-foot ladder. And I'm like, oh, and I die because I just sidestep off into oblivion.
Well, also on the Bethesda banner of games, I played or finished the Old Blood.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah.
I also played because I want to play through.
Did you enjoy it?
It's one for my. Blood
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't as good as the New Order.
Well, yeah.
It felt very much like a DLC, but it was cool.
Well, it was.
It is a DLC.
Yeah, but it felt very much like...
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're
like
saying you could really tell playing it.
Yeah,
I hear
the
that.
differentiation, like it was a standalone thing that you could just buy the Old Blood.
Yes.
But it very much felt like there was no avoiding the fact that, yes, this was made in... like made as a conjunction with the New Order. I played it differently. I'm gonna go back and get all the achievements in it, but I played it differently than I did the New Order because that was where I just kind of went through and played specifically to get the perks.
Yeah.
But this time I just did like run and gun approach or whatever I felt like doing.
Yeah.
And it's got a good flow of combat to it. It very much felt like Doom. Me and Adam did a special in Doom. We'll be out at some point.
You guys did a special in Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
So it's fun. I had fun with it.
Also, last thing I want to point out before we close up is shout out to Rickards Rattler, which is a thumping good beer. It's very
there you
good.
Go. Shout out to Rickards.
Very good. I tend to like everything that Rickards puts out. They're of the kind of big boy brands of beer that are not just like a craft beer. Rickards is right up there in terms of my personal favorites. Rickards and Sleeman's, really. I really like Sleeman's.
Which is saying something, because Adam apparently doesn't like grapefruit, and that's what a Rattler is.
Yeah,
so.
And this is great. Now, to be fair, it's been years since I've actually had a proper grapefruit, so...
Oh, yeah, I mean...
Or
what you gotta do with a grapefruit is...
Faulty Towers homies out there.
You gotta peel the grapefruit. They're not conducive to being peeled, but you gotta peel it. And then pick all the white crap off. Peel the sections, and then...
That's too much work for a fruit.
And then de-skin...
Oh, you've never had pomegranate.
That's also too much work for a fruit.
Yeah, well, fuck pomegranates. De-skin each section and eat the... you can buy it like that as well. I think Dole or somebody makes, de-skin grapefruit sections. That shit is good.
For the record, for the audience, pomegranate is rocking. Pomegranate's
it's okay.
Pomegranate is great when it's already been pre-picked and soaked in chocolate.
His problem...
Or turn into a jam.
The problem with it, I don't know.
Holy
it is overrated.
Jesus!
Do you eat the seeds, Rory?
With the fucking bites.
Do I eat pomegranate seeds?
Yeah.
Yeah, I put them in ice cream.
Okay.
Gives ice cream extra texture.
Because I thought you were supposed to,
Yeah.
Because a pomegranate, if you've never seen a pomegranate, you open it up, and there's a dickload of little, Skittles.
Yeah.
And each Skittle got a seed in it, and it's surrounded by the pomegranate juice.
Yeah.
So it's how the fuck do you get a mouthful of pomegranate juice? You gotta go into, you basically gotta, strain them, I guess. Scoop it out and put it in a sieve and do it that way. Because eating it one by one...
I take the pomegranate, when it's open and the seeds are there, and I just beat the ever-living shit out of it with, a wooden spoon until the seeds come out into a bowl, and I put the seeds in the ice cream. Because ice cream, honestly, it's a little too soft. And it needs
it's hardcore warrior.
It just
got
needs
some inside knowledge there. Ice cream is too soft.
Also, I saw this thing online today. This dude was who was on death row. They asked him, "What do you want for your last meal?" And his last meal was a Bible. He brought him a Bible. And he ate the whole fucking thing.
Damn.
And then they killed him because he was a hardcore Satanist. Like, what the?
Damn.
That is the most metal shit I've ever heard
really,
in my
though.
life.
Fuck.
I also read a Joker comic online today where the Joker goes up to this dude, and the dude's like, "Ah, Joker, it's great to have you back." And the Joker's not smiling because apparently the Joker in the latest comic
Okay, you need to specify what kind of comic this is.
It's like DC's new Batman.
Oh, I thought you meant comic. I was thinking like Archie for some reason had a crossover with the Joker or some shit.
No, no, what? I say Joker comic, and Rory immediately goes to Archie, not Batman.
Well, to be fair, you share a lot of comics, like not comic book comics, in our chat.
Fair enough. And anyway,
Yeah.
so the Joker sits down with this dude, and he's not smiling because apparently in this arc, the Joker forgot how to find joy or something, or he doesn't know how to smile anymore. And the dude's like, "Hey, Joker, how's it going?" And Joker
the
puts a
Grinch.
set of teeth down on the fucking counter and arranges them into a smile, like human teeth. And the guy's like, "What the fuck is this?" And he's like, "These are your mother's teeth. I've just pulled them out of your mother, and I've made a smile." And then he pulls the gun out and shoots the dude without smiling. I'm like, holy fuck.
Damn.
What the fuck is going on in DC?
Yeah, I'm. What?
Aaron doesn't have the answer.
Nope.
Yeah, I was quite intense. Anyway, you should probably clue up.
Yep.
Yeah,
Alright.
we'll see you guys next week.
So, Brigador looks really cool.
It
and
does.
I'm definitely going to be picking it up.
Yeah. If you're not a Humble Monthly dude, then you should be. But also, or gal. But also, buy Brigador if you think it looks fun, because it is, and support the developers, because nobody's buying this game. So there you go.
All right.
We'll see you guys next week.
Buy the game, Thomas. Bye, everyone.